you're all welcome to Time with PRATT, a webinar on fashion. And as I said earlier, we are starting at 5 o'clock, but it's 5:14. So let's see what our time will allow us to do. Okay, so I'm Emmanuel Pratinison once again, and I'm the CEO of Gent Haven, and I'm a grooming and a styling consultant. Okay, so this is going to be a very important meeting, yeah, to help improve our appearance, yeah. All right, so our introduction is one of the areas most gentlemen seldom pay attention to is their appearance. That is their looks or how they dress. I know that some ladies are also here, but it's very important because you can teach your beloved, your husbands, and even your sons and your brothers. And you can also pick some few information or some tips from the presentation. It is going to help you as well. Usually, the average male pays attention to all other things except their dressing. Most males focus on money, cars, and houses. The few who are also particular about their dressing don't fully understand how to dress or how to use the fashion product they buy. The phenomenon, however, necessitated the institution of a formal setting to teach males fashion. So that is why I'm here. Because of some of these things, I'm just putting down a structure to teach males fashion. So the vision is that I want everyone who will be part of this meeting to be a pacesetter in excellent appearance. And our mission is to educate males on the importance of the appearance and how to improve it. In this session, you have to understand that the mode of our presentation is going to be on Zoom. So we're going to be using Zoom for all our sessions. And the session will be delivered serially in the form of version, that is version 1. So this introductory session is version 1.0. And our next one, version 1.1, in that manner. And the participant must show up consistently. So I'm requiring of all of us to kindly show up consistently. Always try and connect when it's time for any meeting. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, there are lots of things going on in this world. And I've just listed 2 of them, which I believe are connected to our appearance. One of them is disregard for humans and human life. We are in an age where many people do not really regard one another. We don't respect our fellow human being. And the Bible even says it, that men will be lovers of themselves in the last days. So it is something that is surely going to happen. And we are seeing it happening actually. From my perspective, the 2 aforementioned points can be largely attributed to poor outward appearance. I, for one, I believe that disregard for human life or humans can be attributed towards poor outward appearance. So now, some facts about outward appearance. Number 1 is that it is God's idea. In 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 7, I've displayed the scripture on the right-hand side of the screen. I read, "But the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart." This is very, very important. This was when God told Samuel to go and anoint one of the sons of Jesse, okay, yeah, to be the king of Israel. And when you went to their house or to their place, he was actually looking out for the tallest and the well-built and the, you know, the big guys, the tough guys. He did not regard David. Do you understand? But God is saying that man looks at the outward, but God looks at the heart. And we are dealing with men on the surface of this earth. So it's very important to improve our appearance because we deal with one another basically on our appearance. The second one is We are seeing another verse in 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 13. This was Paul speaking. The cloak that I left at Troas with Carpus, when thou comest, bring with thee, and the books, but especially the parchment. So a cloak is like an attire, a dress. So this tells me that Paul was actually very particular about his appearance or his dressing. He found himself in a different place, okay, let's say a different town, and he was sending someone to bring some things from a different town to where he was, and he told the person to add his attire to it, his dress. All right, I almost said amen, but okay. We are moving on. Keys to effect. Okay, so all right, the second point is that men tend to disregard you if you don't dress properly. You can be classified as a social misfit or a societal misfit. You can be promoted or attract favor because of your appearance. You can justify your inclusion in some appointments and selections because of your appearance. Let us take note that how you dress is how you will be addressed. Outlook determines outcome. So if you want people to regard you in a particular manner, you have to dress well, because how you dress is how you will be addressed, and outlook determines outcome. Keys to effective grooming, very important. You have to attach excellence to your appearance all the time. Number 2, iron your clothes very well. Never wear crumpled clothes. Ladies and gentlemen, never wear crumpled clothes. Treat each day as a special day. Focus on making the best of each day. Don't think about tomorrow. Today matters. Some people usually want to keep the best of their clothes for occasions, Christmas, dates, and all of that. But when they have important programs to even attend, they tend to shelve all those clothes and they wear anything that they lay their hands on, reserving the beautiful ones that they have for special events. But my keys to effective grooming is that focus on making the best of each day. Don't think about tomorrow. Today matters. Number 5, balance between following fashion and being a pace-setter and practitioner of standards. You have to balance between following fashion and also being a pace-setter and practitioner of standards. Number 6, be consistent rather than following fashion. You have to be consistent. You have to be known for dressing in a particular manner. Okay? Now, there are some historical facts on the benefits of personal grooming. And ladies and gentlemen, I want you to kindly take notice of this. In the year 1982, there was a story of a Canadian who gave these remarks or comments. This is what he said. 4 corporate persons were to attend a workshop in Liberia. Now, the selection of these 4 people from the lots, okay, was actually based on their looks and their gaits. So your gait is your manner of walking. So think about it this way. We are choosing 4 people from about 500 people, okay, who applied to go for, let's say, a program or a conference or a workshop in Liberia. And we wanted only 4. Now, we actually shortlisted, okay, and then the 4 people that we got, we actually selected them based on their looks. So looks are very, very important. I'm very sure all these people had maybe the same academic background or the same CV, but what was able to differentiate the 4 from the others? Their looks, and then their gait. Now, I'm going to move to the next one, and very, very important, very important. So now the next one is this. In the year 2019, an interview was granted Kidi, okay, one of our musicians in Ghana. And I'm going to read what transpired between him and then the interviewer. Okay, so Kidi had an experience. Now the caption in the Ghana web was that Presby headquarters rejected me for national service, says Kidi. What happened? I'm reading the news. Musician Kidi has claimed he was rejected by the headquarters of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana when he was posted to undertake his national service. It was the Presbyterian headquarters. I didn't choose it. This is Kidi speaking. I didn't choose the national service, how do you call it, station. It was just given to him. He said that was my first posting. I remember that day walking into the building and those guys rejected me. I'm sure Kidi was very angry. He's like, they were like, no, you don't look like you were supposed to work here. Wow. Are you sure they posted you here? Go back. Kidi said, I was wearing a nice shirt. I dressed like I was going to somebody's job. They said my hair, just looked at me and judged me that I cannot work there. This is Kidi speaking to Accra-based Hit FM, and it was actually reported in the Ghana web. Okay, so the second posting is where I got NSS headquarters. I felt really bad. I was really sad for me. Sorry, it was really sad for me. Why should you just look at somebody and judge them? The singer said. All right, and then we have another note that I also copied. So, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that this historical fact, okay, from the previous thing I read concerning the Canadian who gave the report and then Kidi, I'm very sure they are actually informing you about how you should appear. Very, very important. We read in 1 Samuel that man looks at the outward appearance. Yes, so maybe Kidi was expecting that, oh, they should know that he's a good boy. No, but they looked at his outward appearance and they sacked him. That, gentleman, your hair doesn't look like you're supposed to work here. And he was bounced. I don't think any of us here want that to happen to us or even any of our relatives. So you must really take very, very, you must actually take our dressing very, very important. Okay, seriously. Okay, so I'm going to also play a very short video on YouTube. This is Samuel Yaw Dabo's remarks. I'm very sure you know him. He's a movie actor and he's also the head of a soccer academy called Dabo Soccer Academy. So I'm going to play the interview from Dabo, and then we are going to also pick something from it. Okay. So kindly hold on. I'm going to save it shortly. A minute, please. Let me add. Okay. Okay, so I'm playing it. All right.
How our lifestyle, Sifatie, Obeba, quite young. Miankata wa appearance quite mampamu.
Because I say, me who say like Ubia ye dreadlocks in a salmon, me who
no was mapamu. Me no was say any mapamu. So papa no mammy sitana udia, Obetano meti. What's so yakra? One person over academy. It has only discipline. That's only discipline. Or be no wow.
I won't say we are cramp.
Now, crop a war phone. Oh, guess yet.
Okay. All right. So, please, were we able to watch the video?
Yeah.
Right. So, did you hear him clearly?
Yes, very well.
Okay, great. Wow, that's amazing. So now this gentleman is, he owns a soccer academy, okay? And he was saying that he picks I want the interview at length. He picks the children from different places, okay? And he's saying that if you want someone to help you, you have to also actually organize yourself in a manner which would make you attractive. Sorry, for someone to help you. And he's saying that if you dress anyhow, he's going to slap you. That was a very strong word. Yeah, but he actually meant it. That if you are seeking for help, you have to know how to actually organize yourself so you can be attractive for people to help you. So I've given you 3 historical facts, okay, concerning appearance and how it is very important, especially in the life of a gentleman, okay? Yeah, and the ladies alike. I'm also going to tell you some of my experiences in the subsequent versions, but today, because it's an introductory video, I'm going to spare you all my experiences and my testimonies since I started doing this gent-haven thing. All right. Okay, so let's continue. All right, so if you just joined, you are welcome once again to Time with PRATT, a webinar on fashion, version 1.0. So today is our introductory session, and you are welcome. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about fashion itself. Many people misunderstand what fashion is. Okay, now what is fashion? Fashion is a means of self-expression for a person. So how you express yourself, okay, it's actually fashion. And normally people want to do this in their attire. You understand? Yes. All right. Fashion is a general phrase that often refers to any market or product where there is an element of style that is likely to be short-lived. So normally realize that with fashion, trends come and trends go, okay? Now, in simplified terms, fashion is the types of clothing and accessories used by various groups of people at any particular moment. Okay. Now, we have a very major characteristic of fashion. What is it? The volatile, swift, varied, complicated, and dynamic characteristics of the fashion industry can be used to describe its particular nature. So I've actually referenced where I picked all these sources from. Okay, so these are not my own words. They are words from other people, so I've referenced it accordingly. So now, you realize that fashion is volatile, it is swift, it comes and it goes. You realize that most of the fashion trends that are in our age, they were things that were in the like the 80s and the 70s, but it looks like it's coming back again. Do you get it? Very good. That's how fashion, it comes and it goes. It's short-lived. So that's a very major characteristic of fashion. Now, so there are some determinants of fashion. Ultimately, the common preferences and ways of living in society define and symbolize the tastes and ways of living in that community. So you realize that when you go to the US, for example, they have a taste and a preference. Okay, when it comes to Ghana, you also have a taste and a preference. The likelihood of me, or the likelihood of someone even dyeing his or her hair the moment he steps foot in the US, or even going for a piercing, is very high because of changing the environment. And also, that's a preference outside there. Do you understand? But when somebody does it and comes to Ghana, we see the person as a misfit. So fashion is actually determined by the environment and the community. All right, number 2, the evolution of aesthetics, economic, political, cultural, and social life is reflected in fashion. People and society utilize clothing to express their preferences and way of life. So people utilize clothing to actually express their preferences and way of life. Some ladies would always want to wear trousers. There are some ladies I've never seen them wearing trousers before. When I asked them, one told me that they want to be swift. Skirt limits their movement, so they prefer trousers. So you see, the person's preference for trousers is because of her way of life. Okay, so fashion designers, interpret these new rising lifestyles to create fashion concepts. So fashion designers actually create clothes, okay, or their fashion product based on culture and lifestyle of people. All right. Which are subsequently transformed into fashion goods. So they follow the trends and the lifestyles, and now they transform that idea into fashion goods. Okay, so the history of the fashion business is that despite the fact that the fashion business originated in Europe and America, it is now a worldwide, highly globalized sector where apparel is frequently created in one nation, produced in another, and then sold in the third. So we actually hatch an idea in this country. You realize that most of the plants of these high fashion brands, we hear that they're in China, but I know that they originated from different countries. Because you get, like, you have some Italian brands, but you realize that their plants might be even in China or a different country. Though it originated from a different country, they will sell it in a different country as well. You understand? Though the people in that country will also be beneficiaries, but it crosses the borders of that country. So that's the history of the fashion business. All right, that's how come at first Ghanaians, we were not wearing trousers. Wasn't our culture. Do you understand? But now gentlemen wear trousers, even ladies wear trousers and all of that. At first, you realize that our forefathers, they used to have some cloth that they wrap around their neck and all of that. And sometimes the men will be bare-chested and the ladies will just wear something to cover their breasts. Do you get it? Yeah, but now there are some transformation which have, gone on. Okay. All right, so the fashion industry, the design, production, distribution, marketing, selling, advertising, and promotion of all forms of clothes, from the most exclusive and pricey huts, that is high class or high toned or fancy couture. And a couture is a fashionable made to fit cloth. Okay, so if you hear maybe this couture, don't be overwhelmed by it. Okay, it's just a fashionable made to fit clothes. Okay, designer outfits to regular everyday clothing are all included in the fashion business. So I'm going to run you through the curriculum for the time of PRATT. So you're going to be looking at things like the gents register. Okay, so everything that is in the world of a gent or a male in terms of his appearance, or things that you can find in the gents wardrobe. Some things that, guys, we use them, but we don't even know what they are called. We're going to go through them, and some things that you don't even know and how you can get them and use them to improve your appearance. How to dress for a job interview, how to thrive in the corporate world, attaining confidence with your appearance. That will be version 1.4. Dressing for your school's graduation ceremony. Previously, I saw a graduation ceremony pictures of some juniors of mine. I was sad. I'm like, wow, like, who did this to you? Like, how? Didn't you get anybody to tell you that, gentlemen, this attire is off or something? I was not happy at all. I was not happy. I believe that having some of these sessions would help people as they join. We will talk about color combination. We will talk about dressing for your wedding ceremony, dressing to meet your in-laws for the first time. I'm sure many people want to know what to do or how to go about it. We are going to also talk about dressing for a photo shoot for a political flyer. So let's say you want to vie for a political position. Maybe it could be in your school. You want to be a president of an association or something. Maybe you're vying for an MP or something. How should your flyer look like? How should your photo shoot look like? Which picture should rep on the flyer? Many people don't know this. They're going to talk about it. Things to know before buying your first suit. Caring for your pair of trousers to make it last long. Metal pairing in an outfit. In version 3, we are going to look at some apparel etiquettes, undergarment etiquettes, suit and suit etiquettes, tie etiquettes, pocket square etiquette, shoe and socks etiquette, tie and tie clip etiquette, lapel flare and boutonniere etiquette. Okay, so this curriculum is not exhaustive of everything that we can see. There are a lot, but I just decided to put some few together to realize that this can even span us for many months. Yeah, so we have a lot in store for you. Yeah, so we wouldn't want to take much of your time at this juncture. I would want to find out if anyone has some questions. So this is the end of my presentation for today for Time with Pratt. So if you have any question that you want to ask, kindly bring them up and then let's address them. So I think we have 9 minutes more to end the first 40 minutes. So if we are lucky and we are able to exhaust all the questions and the answers, then we will just call it a day. Okay, so please.
Okay, so I have a question.
Yes, please.
Okay, so thank you so much for all the enlightenment. It's been such a wonderful time. The question I want to ask is this. We see that at times some outdated form of fashion,
okay,
as the years go by, looks like they are revisited. And then even though they are antique, they now become the trends. Then as you said, it's becomes short-lived. So like then it dies off and then it's put back into the box. As the time goes by, those set of fashion and styles, even though they were outdated, now they come back to brand. So this has been the mood of most fashion, So I would like to throw more light on that. Why we keep visiting the old styles again? Yeah,
okay.
Thank you.
All right. So if I got you correctly, you're asking why some of the old trends are infiltrating the system again, right?
Yes.
Okay,
exactly.
great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, so fashion is very, very volatile. It's here today and gone tomorrow. Now, let's take, for example, a tree. A tree can be there for a long time. It can wither. That means it will go out of the scene. And at the scent of water, you even get this in the Bible, at the scent of water, it will still sprout again. That is one of the characteristics of fashion. It can be here today. So you can unmute your mic since I'm speaking, so that afterwards you can you can mute your mic, you agree? That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So like a tree, it will flourish. Let's say an annual, you have annual, biennial, perennial, and all of this kind of stuff. Okay. So let's say an annual plant. Okay. It grows, bears its fruit, and finishes its whatever season. So when it's done, it's like it is done. But sometimes the stock in the ground, okay, when it's cut, I'm sure those who do some kind of planting, you can still replant and then to come up again. So it's like the thing will be there today and then it will be gone tomorrow. That's how fashion is. So I believe that it's as a result of taste. So if you're looking at the determinants of fashion, you realize that the common preferences and ways of living in society define and symbolize the taste. It could be that I'm having a taste for the 90s. So I'll go back and then import the 90s. And normally, what accounts for some of these trends infiltrating the system again are the fashion designers. Now, look at the last point. Fashion designers interpret this new rising lifestyle to create fashion concepts. So someone can actually go back to the past, pick a fashion concept, and subsequently transform it into fashion goods. So you see that, oh, there is a modeling, something going on. And then people are modeling some attire that you've not seen before. So you think they are new, but an old person will tell you that, oh, we used to wear this in the 90s, just that they have now remodeled it or transformed it into catchy and a bit flamboyant couture, which people can be attracted to and want to wear it, though it is outdated, but they giving some life. Even our old, even like GTP, people say that GTP there is like Titin, Tumanya Daddy, you get it. But some of these fashion designers are able to put life into it. Those days, cover and slit, it's just, they don't add any combination, just cover in the slit up and down. But now I realize that the fashion designers are even adding some concept to it that have brought life into it, and many people are patronizing it. Francis, please, do you get it?
Yes, I do.
Okay, great. So it's a taste. So the taste, people are actually getting taste or developing taste for the old trends. That is how come it looks at the old trends are still infiltrating the system. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, all right. So please, any other question? I think we are counting down on 4 minutes. Any other question? I'm all ears. I'm ready to answer. Okay, if there are no questions, kindly type no in your chat session so that I'll just see and then I'll know that, okay, I'm done. I wouldn't want to wait. So just put no, 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 no. So upon reading the no, okay, I've gotten 2 no's. We were 7, so I think 5 more no's. If you are indisposed and you cannot type, you can kindly unmute your mic and just say no, and I'll just pick it up. Okay, so I think we've gotten some no's which are, if I'm to extrapolate, I'll say that I'll generalize it for everybody, meaning no one has more questions. So still on the page, you can kindly put, if there's any question that you want me to address, you can put it on the page. I'll pick it up and I'll gladly address it. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of version 1.0 of Time with PRATT, which is a fashion webinar. Yes, here we're going to address many issues that has to do with fashion. And trust me, at the end of these sessions, your outward appearance is going to be improved. You are going to get favor in the sight of men, and it's going to take you places. Thank you very much once again, and see you in our next session. The time and then the day will be communicated to you as the days go by.